Hello, I am going to work out problem 89 because most of you commented that that one gave you the most difficulty. So I have the picture drawn here, and I'm just going to add an X, that's not very good, having a hard time with my X-axis, and there's my Y one, which is just as bad as my original X one. But there is a coordinate system now on our vectors. I'm going to call this vector right here U, and I'll call this vector over here V. And so we have a system here that's in equilibrium. So what that is telling me is that if I want this to stay in equilibrium, I need vector U plus vector V to equal our resultant. We'll just put it as a resultant. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to have to do, in order to add these vectors, we add x components and we add y components together. So I'm going to go back to my picture here and make myself some reference angles. I know that this angle here is 50 and this one is 30. So my components then for u, my component for u will be the hypotenuse, which we don't know what that is, so we'll just call it u for now, times the cosine of 130 degrees. And my y component will be the hypotenuse times the sine of 130 degrees. Now I'm going to come back and do the same thing for vector v. And vector v then again will, as same as vector u, we will have the hypotenuse times the cosine of 30, and then the hypotenuse times the sine of 30. If I put these on a calculator, I end up with vector u being negative 0.643 and 643u and 0.766 for the y component. Vector v will be 0.866 v and 0.5 v. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add them up. I'm going to add the x components for u, which will be negative 0.643 u plus the x component for v, and that is going to equal 0. And the reason for that is because our resultant vector is here, and it has no x direction to it. So we're going to call that 0. And then we're going to go and add our y components, which will be 0.8. Let's see, I'm sorry, that's wrong. Our y components will be 0.766u plus 0.5v, and the weight of that thing that's being held up is 3,000 pounds. So now what I have here is a system of equations that I can solve really any way I want. So I think what I'll do is take my top equation there and solve it for u. So I will get, let's see if I can get this. I'm going to bring this down here, and I will get 0.866v equals 0.643u. And if I divide here, I will get 1.347v equals u. So now I will take that and substitute that into the second equation, and when I do that I will get 0.766 times 1.347 V plus 0.5 V equals 3,000. Do some multiplying here and I get 1.0318 V equals, plus 0.5 V equals 3,000. And I'm sure you guys can handle the rest of this. I end up here with V equals 1958.48. Plug this back in to get U, and that turns out to be 2638.07. Hope this helps. If you need help with anything else, please let me know.